Hi everyone, welcome to It's Your Relationship. Our show is all about helping you make good positive choices in your relationships. We do that by having both men and women share their stories so that you can gain from their pain. We also bring in a variety of professionals to share their experiences and give recommendations for the guests and for you, our audience. And don't worry, the names have been changed to protect the guilty. Actually, we realize that every story has two sides. Our purpose here is not to embarrass anyone. We only want to see your relationship blossom and grow. So, let's get started. Today we have a very special guest from Hollywood, California, Nicole Sebastian. She is a modern-day oracle. She's an author and all-around very intelligent lady. Nicole, would you like to share with us some of your experiences and maybe a little bit about the gentleman we just saw?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Yes, in review of his relationship and the troubles that went with that, I would certainly recommend, number one, is to trust yourself. Because along the way, I would bet money on it that he received guidance inwardly. He received dreams notifying him, warning him to go a little bit slower. You know, they became enmeshed at the front end, and it pays to slow it down a bit so you can really gauge how is this relationship moving forward? What are the benefits? How do I feel about this? Not at an emotional level, but a feeling level, in the solar plexus type of thing. Your gut feeling. And along the way, it pays in great dividends to pay attention to those gut feelings and hunches. So, it's a sad case that 1 year later, all this adversity has come of this relationship. But along with adversity are many lessons learned, so it's not entirely a bad thing.
That's very true. Have you had any experiences similar, or why don't you share with us some of the stories you have?
Oh, I'd love to. Along the way, currently I'm married 12 years, and that's wonderful.
Excellent.
Yeah, but along the way, I was a serial dater, if you will, and encountered many different types of relationships. The ones that, they're not they weren't in my best interest. In other words, there was not a compatibility in terms of a consciousness level. And when two people are harmonizing, you can feel it, and you have common interests. It's really the law of affinity, and like attracts like. And people often think that opposites attract. Well, they might, but that's short-lived, actually. Harmony, a similar consciousness, and some of the relationships, they've been doozies. Let me tell you, from the construction worker to the drug dealer to you name it, along the way. And then you kind of find out a little bit about these people, and then you back off. Mm-hmm. So it's good in the front end to have that communication and to pay attention to that inner gauge that's providing you with pertinent information to make better choices. Because this is your relationship, and this is your life. And what is more important? Heck if I know.
Absolutely. It's your relationship. That's what's important. You be in charge. You take charge of it. Especially, I guess you've seen situations where children become involved, and that's...
There's one right now, and it's a client, and no names, certainly. But they tend to fall in love with the child, with the kids, and the mate, the parent, is secondary. But because they have this fondness with the children involved, and this heart-opening expansion that occurs with the kids, that it really becomes a bit of a sticky wicket. Because you've got this going on, and it feels so good. It's almost like you're having a relationship with the kids and not so much the adult, and the parents there as a tag-along. And things can get very confusing from that perspective. And there's someone I know right now in Austin, Texas, but we're going to leave it alone. And they're in that same predicament. They met someone fond of them, very fond, so much so, and they have the little kid, and then they actually have buddied up, and the adult is kind of left out there just a little bit. So
well, we're running short on time, but perhaps you could share with the audience your recommendations for how they can conduct themselves in their relationships, tips that maybe can help them avoid some of the landmines that the rest of us end up falling into.
Oh.
If you just talk right to them, tell them, and
Here we go. I've got the 3-step, the tips for success in your relationships. Number 1 key is communication. Absolutely. Open, honest communication. That's where everything starts from. And if you're not being honest at the front end, then everything else that is built upon that is false, is a lie. So you have that honesty, that communication at the front end, coupled with patience. Oh, do we need patience in these relationships, folks? Patience to where you step back for a minute. Listening with love would be number 3. We've got communication, we've got patience. We have listening with love. So you sit there and you wonder, well, how? How can I master these things? I'm going to give you one quick technique to do so before signing off. And it's simply the HU technique. H-U-Q. It's a matter of vibrations. And a quick demo. HU. H-U-Q. You can hew from 1 to 20 minutes a day, out loud or silently. And that will assist you in your journey of discernment. It's your relationship.
absolutely. Well, Nicole, we sure appreciate your coming today and sharing with us. It's really some good advice, and we hope that it's helped. See you next time. Well, folks, that's our show for today. We hope that these stories help you to make good choices in your lives. Remember, it's your relationship, it's your lives, live it well. I'm your host, Lyndon Graves. We'll see you next time.